sorry I've been gone again. I've been staying with my kid's dad, so it's really hard to record in his house. And like I mentioned in my last video, it gets dark so quick that it's really hard to do a video in my truck. I am currently guarding the sun from my face. And I'm sorry for my voice. It still hasn't came back all the way. I've been wanting to get on here for the last 2 days really bad to tell you of a visit that I had. I really enjoyed it. I don't know, I had different emotions about this one. I don't know why. But I want to say this first, and then I'll go into the visit that I had. My visits lately, I noticed before I recognized that they were there. Used to, I could go on the feelings that I felt. It was like great wisdom or a huge empowerment or something like that in the room, and I would know it was them. But now, my mind, I don't know what it's doing. But I want to say, and this might sound silly, I want to say that a part of me may be in a different dimension. I don't know. It's the only way I can explain it. And the reason why is because I start having these thoughts, but not knowing what I'm thinking. I don't know how to explain it. But I want to say, sometimes I have thoughts of when I was a little girl. And it's not like I'm having a playback of my childhood. I don't even know what's being said. And it's really weird. It's difficult to explain because I don't understand what's going on. But now when I'm having these thoughts, I look around and they're there. And here lately, before my sleeping pills even kick in, I start realizing they're there. Okay, with that being said, 2 nights ago, I was on my phone in bed doing my color by numbers as always. Or I think I was. I do a lot of reels now and TikTok videos, so I'm trying to put myself in that mentality of I need to make this money because I am now monetized on Facebook Reels. I could do live videos on TikTok and make money, but I'm uncomfortable of being on TikTok live. I don't know why. I don't know why. Maybe it's a fear of people saying mean things, and I can't just block them, or I could. I don't know. I know people are going to have their thoughts on things, and it doesn't bother me as much as it used to. But anyway, back on track as always. While I was on my phone doing whatever I was doing, it was dark in the room. And I had my phone in front of my face, and I've noticed in the background there were sparks. And I'm like, oh, okay, I see that you're here. Thank you for letting me know. And then it would be, spark, And I'm like, are they trying to get my attention? So I put my phone down. And when I did, the geometric shapes film was right in front of me. And I'm like, oh my God. I wonder how long they've been there saying, hey, we're here. Hey, we're here. I don't know. Because when I acknowledge that they're there, nothing happens. The shapes that film just stays there or gets closer to me. I seen energy beings moving around. There's about 4 or 5 of them. And when I say energy beings, they are beings because they have the head shape, shoulders, and all that. But it's energy instead of a body, if that makes sense. But I would look around and I would see one over here. I looked over here and there were 2 here, and I'm like, oh, okay. But I sat up in bed. And I don't know why I like doing this, but I sat up in bed, didn't move. I just sat up. I didn't scooch anywhere. I put my hand through the shapes, and I love feeling it because it's so soft. And if you're not knowing that you're doing it, and let's just say I'm talking to somebody and I happen to use my hand talking, I would never feel that it was there. But because I know it's there, my mind is saying, okay, I'm touching it, and this is what it feels like. But I was touching it, and I remember thinking, okay, well, I know you're not going to be doing anything, so I'm going to go ahead and lay down. And used to, it'd make me upset. well, irritated, more or less. I think I thanked them for their visit, and I laid down, and when I laid down on my ceiling, I was like, what in the world is that? The best way for me to describe it, it was a capsule. And not like a pill-shaped form. It was a capsule of what could be containing an entity or 2 or 3 or more. But it was about 5 to 6, maybe even 7 feet long. And it was rounded. And it looked like the center of it was dark, like something was sitting in it. That's the best way I could describe it. And it wasn't moving or anything. It was just sitting there, attached to my ceiling. Or, of course, it had bulged through the ceiling. And I remember laying there thinking, okay, are you waiting for me to go to sleep because you want to take me? Or when I go to sleep, I'm going to go willingly. I don't know what's going on, but, hey. And I'm sitting there and I'm admiring what I'm seeing. Fully alert. My pills hadn't kicked in yet that I know of. And then, bam, I was asleep. I'm like, why? I woke up the next morning thinking, why? Why do you put me to sleep? And I know they do because I go to sleep quickly. And, my sleeping pills, I'll lay there and I can feel them working. And it takes, a few minutes. And then I slowly go into sleep. So no, the more I think about these times where I know they put me to sleep, I know they put me to sleep. And the next morning I woke up and I realized I had a dream and I did not write it down. And then I forgot about it because I'm going through some things and I forgot what the dream was. Usually I forget the next day or by the end of that day of having the dream, I forget. I've been having some anxiety a lot lately. And like I said before, they took my depression and my anxiety away. But since living in my car and being with my kid's dad as a roommate, not together, not wanting to be there, on top of feeling like I'm barging in, and other factors, I've been having anxiety with that also. I will be back at my car this weekend. Today's Tuesday. Probably Saturday morning, I will be back in my truck. Well, I haven't lived in a truck yet, and I can't wait, actually. I'm not depressed at all. I'm really familiar with what that is. I've had it my whole entire life until 2020. But anxiety, I've had a lot of, and some of it is very hard to get through. But I try. And I'm trying to deal with my emotions, like what is sending me into this. And then I'm like, okay, Laura, it's fine. You're going to get through this. You'll be fine. And it takes a while for me to do that self-talk and to find my center and calm down. I sound really bad. I'm sorry. I'm on the phone all day too. So I'm like, well, not all day, but I'm like, oh my God, can they understand me? But yeah, back on track of the conversation again. I always get off track. I apologize. I'm pretty excited about getting back in the truck. You can see my bed that I made. I hope you can see it good. But the red and black checker is my Sub-Zero sleeping bag. And then I have a little container with washcloths in it. But that whole side is my bed. I can stretch out now. I'm like excited. But anyway, when I still clean it up, I still have things that I want to switch around and remove. Once I get in it and clean it up the way it should be, I will show you everything. I think I told you, but I'm not sure, that I am now on medical marijuana, but I have not started it yet, but I just got my card. I've been wanting to maybe go to see a therapist to put me back on Xanax. But I do want it, but I don't want it because I don't want all this medicine in my system, and I take a lot. So I'm like, I'm a true believer. Marijuana grows on earth. That's common sense. I'm a true believer in if it grows from earth, it is put here for us to use. I feel that's why they made it illegal, as well as mushrooms. They're on here on earth for us to use also. That is meant for us to consume. That's all I really have. I will try. I wanted to, as soon as I got off of work, I came out to my truck real quick and I moved around to get the sun out of my face. And then I'm like, I need to do a video really, really quick before the sun comes down. And it's coming down this direction. That's the sunset area. I can't remember if it's west or east. I don't know. But it's sun rises on that side and it sets on this side. But yeah, I need to get out here before it gets real dark. I don't like driving in the dark. And I guess I'm going to end this video here. I love you guys. I'm hoping to get back on track as soon as I'm back at the truck and keep the videos going consistently once again. So I love you guys so, so much. Thank you for being patient with me. And I'm going to send each and every one of you love, light, and peace. Bye.